met with Lockheed with Channel Pro SMB at our event in Long Beach, California. At our Tech Trends event, we're here talking with Darren McBride from Highly Reliable, who is going to show us the Netswap Plus backup unit. Darren, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, so the Netswap Plus is a NAS, which is a network attached storage device. It's similar to other NASs people may have heard. There's a couple of twists to this. One is that it's a self-backing NAS, and it does that by copying any data that you send to it to a removable hard drive. And so that makes it unique compared to other network attached storages on the market.
And the drive in the front is removable as well, correct?
It's not only removable, there's another aspect to that, and that is that it mirrors an internal drive. So the idea is that the network attached storage can be self-backing. You send a job to an internal drive, and most NASs, you really don't have a good way to get data offsite. You can go to the cloud and that works, but sometimes that's costly or sometimes there's too much data. By mirroring to that removable drive, what we've achieved is the ability to create two copies of any data sent to the NAS, and whether it's used as a backup device, which is its intent, or whether it's used as a general purpose NAS where people actually send their data to it on a day-to-day basis, all that data gets backed up to the removable drive, and then you can transport that off-site.
Interesting. And this, can you tell us about the market that you aim for with this product?
Sure. I mean, it's obviously intended for a small business market. It's a sub $1,000 product retail. It's intended for resellers to be able to make margin, go in there and offer something as an alternative to a conventional network attached storage. The interface is all done via browser, so it's real easy to set up. And it's really for that small business market where they're cost sensitive.
Let's talk about the interface for the product. I know we have it set up here to take a look at. Can you kind of just walk us through?
Well, I don't know how well you can see here. I mean, the intent is that as a Linux-based appliance, there's a menu-based interface similar to what you would have on a small router. There's options in here to format hard drives and to mirror the internal drive to the external drive. There's also an option for what's called delayed mirroring. So if someone wanted to, say, have the mirror kick in every Friday night at 5 p.m. and have their extra copy sort of be time delayed from the main copy, they can do that from this menu interface. They can also set up a iSCSI interface versus network attached storage or a Windows share. So iSCSI is a little bit faster, but the Windows share would allow more people to access the device at one time.
Let's talk about the hardware itself a little bit more. So you said we have a drive here in the front, and is there anything of interest on the back? Is it just Ethernet?
There is a Gig E connection. There's an optional monitor, keyboard, mouse. You don't really need that to work with the network attached storage device because obviously you can use any browser and access it that way via IP address. But it is a conventional computer in that sense. It's just been customized to sort of do the hot swapping of the drive. The Netswap platform is actually also available in a rack mount. You know, what we have here in front of us is the small business edition or the desktop edition. There's a 4-drive edition of this that's available as a rack mount device, and we even have a version that we call a RAID frame, which is where instead of swapping a single drive, you're actually swapping real big 8 terabyte modules, which are like combinations of drives. So you can get higher capacity in this same platform. The idea is that the same menu is used by all of it. The other thing that's coming out in the real near future on this is what's called replication, where the two boxes can find one another over the internet, and a end user box can basically replicate its data over the cloud to the VAR or to the MSP. So it can be used in that mode.
Very interesting. Tell me about, you have any special programs for resellers?
We do. I mean, we obviously have NFRs and demos where if they sell one box within a 90-day period, they get to keep one free. They can also get it on either a 30 or a 60-day demo where they can try it, see how it works in their application. If it doesn't work, you know, we take it back, no questions asked. So there's the reseller program is real easy to sign up for. One of the things we do ask resellers to do is not to advertise it below the minimum advertised price on the web. And you know, that seems to be getting good feedback because resellers are tired of struggling against their customers. As soon as they walk out the door on a demo, they Google and find the product for cheaper. And we're trying to avoid that. We work directly with resellers to make sure that doesn't happen.
And here at Tech Trends, we're focused on the future of technology, and a lot of people would argue that the future of technology is cloud.
Right.
So cloud backup, cloud archival, cloud everything. How does Highly Reliable fit into such a cloud cloud-centric world?
It's a great question because we're being perceived, as people walk by, I mean, they'll see that removable drive and they think, I'm beyond that, I don't want to go out on site. What you find is that it really is a good add-on, a good alternative, because the thing to remember about cloud is it takes a tremendous amount of time to send data up there. So if you're talking a terabyte or 2 terabyte, like a dentist office that's taking pictures of everybody's mouths, or an engineering office that has scores of pictures and they literally generate terabytes of data, it really becomes impractical to send all of that data to the cloud. And so what's happening is they're cherry picking their data, sending up the mission critical stuff to the cloud, and that leaves a lot of stuff that's not protected that the removable hard drive still makes a lot of sense for. So it is true that we endorse the cloud, we support the cloud. That's obviously the idea behind our box-to-box replication feature that's coming out. I think that's important, but it's also important to understand that data is growing, there's terabytes of it out there, and it just becomes too expensive for people to do. The other question I have for people is, okay, you send it to the cloud, you're under HIPAA compliance, and you got to keep that thing for 7 to 20 years depending on the state that you're in. I mean, at what point are you going to stop paying X dollars per gigabyte per month for that cloud-based storage? At some point, we need to think about bringing it back into the business environment and putting that on the shelf for a longer-term storage.
And would you define your products as highly reliable? Do they tend to last a long time?
We like to build them and design them for lots of cooling. Obviously, the box could be made smaller. We have rack mount boxes, and part of what we're doing there is we're making the removable drive with plenty of cooling. It alerts if it gets too hot. It alerts if the fans don't turn. So we're trying to make the removable drive as robust as possible with these products.
Fantastic. I'd really like to thank Darren for participating in our Tech Trends event and for taking the time to talk with us today. You said it's a sub $1,000 box?
This box is a sub $1,000 box. It, of course, depends on how many modules you buy in terms of the removable drive, but it is priced to be affordable for the SMB.
Great. And what distributors can they get that through, or do they buy it direct?
Direct through high-rely.com is where you can find more information on that.
Great. Thank you very much.